Welcome to one more of the sessions from Connect Insights Interviews. We have today now the opportunity to introduce DT1. Today, one of our sponsors will be not only introducing the company, but also introducing the different strategies behind the successful career of Nicolás, Europe VP. Thank you, Nicolás, for coming today. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about you were participating today not today exactly, but during the conference you were able to participate in one of the most popular panels, which was talking about fintech, right? Fintech bloom. So what will be the insights that you can share in reference to that experience?
So that was yesterday.
Yes.
And that was actually a very engaging panel that I shared with the other amazing leaders over there. And we basically went through what is the next era of fintech payments, and that was really insightful, especially because we got to talk about non-monetary values or transfer like the one I do offer, and as well, and how we bridge them and we link them to stable coins and other disruptive technologies.
And I think one of the most interesting things that you actually brought to the table in that discussion was exactly that, right? Bridging this new area and understanding what are the needs of the market, which is stable coins, and it's including and making an integration into that specific topic. So I think that's something that DT1 is doing perfectly. So what will be those highlights, those main focus areas as the VP of such an important company and working around Europe?
Well, first of all, I guess our mission is connecting people, right? And especially connecting the hard workers, immigrants with the loved ones back home, right? So for us, there is one big movement, which is making sure priority, which is making sure those people have the values available, the values that matter for them available, and that we're able to deliver them instantly and seamless. So our first priority is always having first-class quality of service. We know that for these people, for our customers, what they do within this industry, with the other partners of yours in this conference and with me, is something very important for them. It's probably the first or the most important transaction of that month, and we need to make sure like we are able to deliver on those.
Good. Let's touch base then on that. The two terms that you said that are very interesting, which is seamless, no? So this seamless and then smooth transactions are important, and I love how DT1 is focused on giving that first-class service, that first-class treatment, and to such a powerful part of society, which is immigrants, Latinos, and everywhere we always see people going to other countries to look for different opportunities and then return that love, as you mentioned. So very proud of that work that you're doing. We embrace and we encourage to keep on preparing that space for immigrants.
So we help money transfer operators and more generally cross-border related businesses, so financial institutions, payment institutions, super apps. Actually, we help them to stand out from the competition by diversifying the services, by offering a more comprehensive offer and a one-stop shop for the customer to be better connected with the family back home. So, in other words, what our product and our products offer to the money transfer operators is not only being able to not only compete on pricing, not only compete on speed, but actually compete with diverse and with a more comprehensive product offering. And in other words, working with us means offering to their customers the possibility to get connected to their family back home, to share with them airtime, mobile data, to share with them their love, and ultimately to transforming a transaction as a money transfer transaction rather in a more comprehensive experience of connections among the families. Right?
Would you think that is the main factor that differentiates you from the rest of the partners or competitors in the industry?
It does. That makes us an amazing complement to remittance that gives them the diversification they need, and all that by never touching or modifying or editing or running on their remittance rails. So the business goes as usual, and we just are on top of it, build on top of it, and add this touch of togetherness.
Yes, of working together and of respect. As you mentioned, it's part of it. Great, so let's go down to the next one.
So that's a great question. What we discovered is that our product offering, in particular, all the communication products, is actually, they reveal themselves a great motivator for people to do actions or to get reward or to increase the loyalty towards the money transfer operators. To give you an idea, what we realized is that our airtime rewards have the capacity to increase acquisition, to incentivize to complete KYCs and or to do the first transaction, to increase in the transaction number, and often even for a very low cost. Sometimes we have rewards that start in or around 10 cents, 20 cents a dollars. And the cool part is that it is perceiving as an additional service, not as a discount you are given. So in other words, you are sending a transaction and as you always would, but on top of that, you are getting a touch of something.
So it's a benefit. It's understanding that the people using, right? It's being benefited by the company. So I think it's also a win-win. It's showing how the company appreciates also the customer. I would want to touch base into something very nice that you said, and it's people. We'll be talking about the people, and it's very interesting to see how the people, the customer, the end user, it's at the center of everything that DT1 does. Would you think that has something that has, identified the company, something that you also think of whenever there is a new strategy, a new innovation product, the centralization of the client for DT1?
The centralization of our user and on the receiver, this is what we care. Now, I don't think they ever heard of us because we're a B2B white label company. We make sure that they have available those services. We just never are visible to them.
Yes, interesting. So it's I don't know if you ever heard this term of the invisible hand. So we talked about that, that force that manages things, but it's not quite visible for the rest. So that's an interesting place for DT1.
Yeah, that's a great image. I like to, rather than only a hand, we're a bunch of hard-working people that actually make things happen behind the scenes.
Going to just approaching the end of our time together, Nico, let's go into the third and very important question.
So we eliminate technical and operational barriers. As I said, we never modify the rails. We just ride on top of them and make it very transparent to them to just add this service on top of what they do. So we make sure, we know that we are often not the core business of our customers. So we make sure that we deliver a service seamless for them, right? So they don't have to worry about that. And in that case, which means that we have a lot of tools, technical tools, software tools for them to go online and to launch new corridors, actually up to 200 countries and 40,000 products within days, if not hours. Today, we allow them to go online with an API within a couple of days of work, or to go live with our with our UI SDK tool within a few hours. So basically, if you want to add 200 corridors to your enterprise, you just need to integrate one API. It will take 2 days, or just integrate our SDK. It will take 2 hours.
Nice, wow. So, corridors is always an interesting topic, basically, because companies are born within one, and then within a couple of years, there's the need of transitioning, there's the need of evolving. So having a partner that would accompany and guarantee that that's a successful growth, it's important.
We're an excellent sandbox for it, because imagine you can launch 200 corridors within a couple of days, and you can start trying them out, right? You can really test and experience nomadic corridors. We have extensive experience of that, of customer just launching all the corridors with us and then started doing testing, and for finally say, okay, this corridor seems to be much more tech savvy and prone to develop that kind of transactions. So then they invest massively in that corridor. So we're really an accelerator in testing, in A/B testing, in corridor sizing.
Yes, very interesting to see how the accelerating piece of it. And I think one of the most important things that we focus on at CrossTech is identifying networking opportunities, partnering, growth, and you touch base on that, which is the perfect example of why to partner with DT1, which is a guarantee of acceleration, success, of seamlessly, of also keep on thinking about the customer. So, we strongly think that we prepare a platform for the companies. And what will be that final intake from your end in reference to the possibilities, startups, emerging fintechs, banks also know, right? Be part of that strategy that you embrace, which is scaling. So what will be that final element? How do we invite all of those fintechs and startups to reach out, to experience, to see what are the accelerating tools that you can provide to them?
Think about this. We are the only global network that can reach 80 to 85 of the population instantly without the need for a big drug, without the hassle of having a big regulatory drug. So in other words, if you want to reach and send online any of the 5 billion people we can send online on the World Wide Web within seconds, it will never be an issue of regulations, or it will never be an issue of operation, because you will settle with us without one single currency. It will never be an issue technically because of the technical means we're providing them. So it's just a no-brainer for something.
This has been a great time. Nico, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, sharing also the vision that the company has. In a briefly way of summarizing, I think it's very important for everyone to see the potential of DT1 to create for fintechs and startups the opportunity to scale, to emerge in different corridors, to also being able to have the opportunity of scaling different operations. And you bring that to that. Partnering with DT1, it's a great opportunity for everyone that is watching. So I think having a final thought into identifying and inviting also those new and emerging fintech to contact, to get in touch, and to discover a new world with the partnering of DT1.
Well, thank you. I just want to invite every ecosystem partner to join us, to join our platform, our network, to be part of our network, to enjoy and benefit from our network effect, and to start actually to be part of this long march to connect everybody.
That's a beautiful message, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. A special thanks to you, Nico, for sponsoring not only the event, but sponsoring also the creation of content that is valuable within our magazine. I know that we're going to see more about you, more about DT1, more about your team. We congratulate you for that approach. And of course, being able to learn from the strategy, from the mission, all of the different elements that we were able to cover are so useful, and there are insights on what we can expect from DT1. So thank you very much one more time for joining us. It's been a pleasure to meet you. It's been a pleasure also to have such an important company as DT1 as a sponsor for CrossTech Connect. For all of you, thank you so much for joining. See you in the next interview.